Arthur Geese, we're playing IDARB. Just picked up my Polygon themed team, and who am I gonna... Wait a minute, who's that?
Oh, you're a terrible human being.
Who's this guy? Who's this #1 hoopster? It's you, Arthur Geese. I worked really hard on recreating Polygon and turning them into a team of unstoppable sports champions. And that's exactly what I've done. I gotta say, Arthur, this is my magnum opus. I've got your Pearsons, I got your tats.
My tats?
Your tat. Well, I got one arm tat. There, you only get like 64 pixels to work with.
Right, right.
But I used every one, and God, I just really crushed it with you. You're my favorite character. I feel like you're better at the game. There's no mechanical difference between the characters, but I just feel... Look at that.
It's the tattoos.
Put it in the hoop like slam. Yeah, they're magic IDARB tattoos. We're playing IDARB, stands for I drew a red box.
Hashtag IDARB.
Hashtag IDARB. Gotta say that hashtag in there, it's important.
As you can see with the goddamned hashtag in the lower left corner.
Well, it's
Griffin,
important.
What am I looking at?
You gotta have the hashtag in there because the game has hashtag functionality. So IDARB is a competitive sort of sports title, sports adjacent, where you...
Sports adjacent.
You control a character, you can create your own characters, you can create your own teams of characters, complete with their own logos. You can see I've made a crude Polygon logo that you should see is... Oh, you're on fire already.
Yeah, look at me.
You're sick.
7-0.
You can also create theme songs for your teams, so you have a lot of agency, just like no problem at all.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sick at IDARB. And then you enter into this game, and the point of the game is to get the ball into your goal. So our blue team going for the right side, heading for that right goal, and doing a very good job. Playing online with one other person. You can play up to 4 versus 4. I should mention right off the bat that this game is going to be free with Games for Gold.
Yes.
So if you are a gold subscriber, you will be able to pick this up. He just doused you there.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate.
It happens. It happens.
I'm working on the review for it now, but if you have Games for Gold, pick it up because I think it's pretty fun. There's the logo. There's the Polygon logo.
And correct me if I'm wrong. This is primarily a locally played multiplayer title.
It's it's weird. It's yeah, it is. I think it probably has that emphasis because the idea of it being like a party game, I think definitely resonates. But it does have online multiplayer, and the online multiplayer actually work fairly well. This is this is an online multiplayer match.
Wow.
And it handled pretty smoothly. I've only managed to get into like 4 or 5 multiplayer games, and only one of them had some lag issues. But the rest have been pretty smooth, just like this one.
You were just wrecking this fool.
Yeah, although that was a nice block on their part.
Or a bad shot on yours, Griffin.
That's
or
true.
Mine, rather.
Yeah, it's all your fault. Look, all your fault. There's some interesting mechanics to IDARB. So the further away you are from the goal, the more points you get. If the ball bounces before it goes in the goal, whether that is... See, they were very far away. That's going to be a 5-pointer. Yeah.
Wow.
If the ball bounces before it goes in the goal, so you do like a ricochet shot, it's worth bonus points. If you're playing with multiple people, you can pass it to somebody while they're in the air and do an alley-oop, and if they put it in, it's worth double points. So there's a lot of... it seems fairly simple, right? You just, jump, double jump, you can block, which sends the ball flying out of their hands depending on where you blocked from. I just walked in. You can walk the ball into the goal, but it's only like 1 point. So like that's the basics of the game, but there are a lot of multipliers and modifiers and stuff. For instance, there are penalties, which can be kicked off by certain circumstances. If you stand in a goal for too long, you get put in the penalty box. That is actually its own section of the screen. Down off the bottom of the screen, you can kind of see it there a little bit.
It's interesting to me that it seems like it's trying to encourage people to play together.
Yes, but I'll get back to that. I was talking about penalties. What's great is when you're in the penalty box, you can actually jump up to make a spike in the ground that if it touches anybody, they switch spots with you. Here's a halftime game. It's Flappy Bird. So you just play a little halftime Flappy Bird. They didn't even make it past the first pipe. So like the base game is pretty crazy. My preferred way to play it is 1v1 or 2v2 tops. Because while I haven't actually played a 3v3 or 4v4 match yet, there is a single-player campaign where you play with AI people that simulates that, and it's fucking, bonkers. It is impossible to follow. I really like the pace of like a duel like this, just because your movements have to be very deliberate. Because if they get too far away from you and they have the ball towards their goal, they're going to score a point. There's like nothing you can do to block that. So you constantly have to be moving and guessing what the other person's going to do. The map is the same every time, so you have to constantly figure out what kind of route they're going to go for. If they're going for the top, you don't want to be in the bottom because it'll take you a long time to get back up to the top, and then maybe they can, you know, score a goal while you're just standing around.
That was a nice block there, sir.
Yeah, blocking is very powerful. Shooting is actually very difficult. One thing I found about this game, I had a buddy over to play it with me the other day. The learning curve is actually fairly steep, just because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of rules, and just the basic mechanics of like timing your shots is actually incredibly difficult. So like the game is already pretty complex. When you have a lot of people playing it, it's super complex, and just even finding out where you are. There's actually a button you can press that puts a little highlight around your character, which I think is kind of telling. So that's all pretty bonkers. Where it gets really weird is that you can, I just jumped ahead so that people could see when you win, you can shake the right stick to raise the pedestal you're standing on.
And the sad tears.
And the sad tears that are actually filling up the screen. There are things you can do to change the game. So if you are Twitch streaming, people can hop into your Twitch stream and enter in certain hashtag phrases that modify the game. If somebody tweets the hashtag of your room, which you can see there in the top left corner, and uses one of those special commands, they can change the rules of the game. So this is one of those 4v4 things from the single-player campaign. This is actually the last match. And this simulates some of those special things that can happen. So right there, somebody just closed the goals. So if somebody is like watching the game on Twitch and, you know, you chats the, you know, close the goals hashtag password, whatever it is, it will kick off that effect in your game. But there are a lot of different things that can happen, and they can happen simultaneously. Somebody just put spikes all over the ground, which will put you in the penalty box if you touch one. Sometimes the ball will turn into a bomb. If you get caught in the explosion, everybody who gets caught in the explosion gets sent to the penalty box. Sometimes lasers will appear on the field, and if you touch the lasers, you get sent to the penalty box. Sometimes the screen will become black except where the goal is. There's a portal that just screen wraps, so that's on the field now. So, like, I don't love... I really, actually, I do like the effects. I don't love 4v4, because you can just see this. This is batshit crazy.
I feel like I'm about to have a seizure.
Like, the game at this point is just figuring out where the hell you are. I even have a little square around myself, and it gets really hard. And when you get in a situation like a mosh pit like that, like, there's very little strategy. 2v2 is actually pretty great, because then you can set up alley-oops, then you can strategize defense and offense, but I have not had a great experience. The problem is I can't play 4v4. Well, first of all, I don't have that many Xbox One controllers, and in order to play online, you only matchmake into matches depending on how many people you have playing locally on your console. So if I'm just trying to matchmake by myself, it will only match me with another one-player team.
Right.
So it won't find you 7 other people to play with. If you're playing with 3 people on your console, it'll find you another team of 3 to play against. Which I guess is probably a limitation of getting online going for this thing at all. You can see, like, everybody's in the penalty box.
What am I even looking at?
It's bonkers. Yeah, it's kind of hard to, like, get the size of game that you want. This is the character editor. Here I'm making...
oh, that's familiar.
It's a Mario Man. And give him his trousers. You don't have actually a ton of pixels to work with. 8 pixels wide is, like, not really a whole lot. So I've made sort of a shitty Atari version of Mario. And this is the logo editor, which I'll just storm through. I was going to make a Mario theme team with character, logo, and audio. But the audio was actually kind of tough to put together. This is my Jurassic Park theme, if we want to be quiet. Well, we already missed it. I also made the Cave Story theme. You know, Cave Story.
So, you're digging it, is what it sounds like. I can't tell a lot about this game, because it's comparatively early in the morning where I am, but it seems
I like it.
You like it.
I do like it. I do wish that I could matchmake into larger games. The only way that I could get into a 4v4 game is if I had 8 Xbox One controllers and played locally, I guess, or if I had 4 people on 4 Xbox controllers here, and then we matchmade against another 4-player team. This is not Mario. This is the Zelda theme. I couldn't do a Mario. It's very hard. on these 8-count measures. So it's Zelda, and you can't change the title of a song ever. So now my Zelda theme is just titled Mario, which makes it seem like I've never played a video game before.
It might actually be better.
Yeah,
I think.
maybe. I am liking it a lot. The learning curve is pretty steep, and I've been playing it for, God, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours, I want to say. And I feel like I'm just now getting over it, but it's very rewarding, and sometimes you unlock recipes.
Wow.
So there's a lot of content in here. Also,
I really want Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah,
Jeez.
me too. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you with another video real soon.